Good afternoon. So if you've got more than 4 at your table, find a table that hasn't got 4 and place yourself there, or start a new table that's got 4. That would be really helpful for this exercise.
How many?
4 at a table.
There who pulled a face because she didn't like the idea. Do as you're told.
So if you've got 5, someone from that table is going to say bye-bye and go and join another table with a 4. Take these away. 3, 4. So can I ask again, if you've got 5 at your table, would one person be willing to come and join a table here? Nolan, can we come over this way a little bit so we're a bit more hubby over here? And there's 2 tables in the middle here. Can I get all of you at that table to come over here? Thanks. 4. And this one is a table here. If you've got one person from this table here, thank you. You get to meet new friends. So it's all right, we've got tables up here. If you have 5 at your table, no. Okay, I'm going to where's my click bells? Okay. I'm just going to help us get organised so that we can finish in the way that we want this exercise to finish. Can I invite, who's the person that's just walked in? Can I invite, you've got a seat right down here for us. Thank you. Pushka, this one here, no, that next table, Pushka. Pushka, this table. 4. Okay, let's tick off some things. And I can just tell that the number is the right people that are in this room to have this conversation, because we're an even group of 4 at a table. So that's a great start. Can we just double check that there are only 4 at each table? Fantastic. If you have some empty chairs at your table, this is when I go into my school teacher mode to get us organised, can I ask you to put them away to the side or pack them up? This will become clear as why later. It is getting serious. If you've got more than 4, you only need... Let's come back and get to the next stage. So we've still got 4 at a table. We've only got 4 chairs with no extras. Fantastic. Hermione's got a chair, had to add a chair. Paul, you're looking for a space? Yep, great.
I'm joking.
Great. Okay. Now, who was here yesterday afternoon for the conversation? Great. So we've got a little bit of idea. We're going to build on this a little bit and go and move around a bit today. This is a kind of a quasi-quick, what they call World Cafe. Has ever been to a restaurant where you've had a piece of paper as a tablecloth and they've put some crayons on and you've drawn your ideas? That's what we're going to do this afternoon. So we're going to, Steve, we're going to try and emulate your, And maybe can we phone a friend that if people go, I've got this idea and I can't draw and I really can, can Steve be our resource for the afternoon? I need to phone Steve, bring him over and help you kind of conceptualise something here. Is that a deal? Because I know there are people like me here that will go, I can't draw, I can't do it. It's not about the drawing. This is about the conversations that you have, but we're going to invite you to capture it, not necessarily. We're going to invite, look what a perfect example. We're going to try and get your ideas looking like Steve's. Do you think we can do it? Are we willing to have a go? Yeah? Okay. So yesterday we talked about where are we, what's landing, how do we connect. Today's question is what ideas and possibilities are emerging that will act as pathways to experience ourselves at our best. Whoa, so we're starting to go into ideas and generation of ideas and innovation and thinking outside the square. Now, let me give you some guidance about how this works best for conversations. Remember yesterday we talked about listen to the middle and not just think, I've got an idea that says put that down. Because what will happen is we'll go down that track, those people that just did tangrams, and we'll get into a messy situation. So it's putting the idea into the middle and see what generates from it. What other ideas do we add to it? Where do we take this? After a little bit, you'll start to get some images and some pictures in your head that you want to capture. Huh? So that's the first bit. Keep talking and talking and talking and talking and drawing and drawing and drawing until there's a time that I'm going to pause us, and some of you will go travelling to take your ideas to other tables. Now, on your table, you will have a picture. That is your country. Get familiar with it. Those who've just done tangrams will know why you need to be familiar. This is your home country. So for example, this is Japan over here. This is Ireland. What else have we got? Aussie, I think, Australia, and this is Australia for those. Yeah, she's got Australia there, and Australia. Well, we'll go Northern Territory. Have we got another picture, Jane? We've got two Australians here. This swap. Oh, here. Can I offer you Thailand? Thailand. What other? We've got the moon. If you really want to go to the outer edges, you're going over to the moon. India. I want India. India's over here. I want India. Well, you won't know where you. Well, you can go to India. Yeah. You've got Germany, I think. Have you? Yeah, something around that area. London.
Who's got London?
England. Oh, we've got two Londons. Let's give them another country. What's this? Yeah, we'll go Paris.
Paris.
Do you want to be Paris?
Thank you.
What else have we got? USA.
Who needs Paris?
Yep, down here. What have we got down the back? They've got Paris down there too.
Oh, we don't want Paris.
We'll get you another one. And London here. China, thank you. Okay.
Oh, it's like the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah, where does that go?
We had two Londons.
Okay. Now, no, we've swapped it now. The reason why I'm making a bit of a deal about this is because at various times I'm going to say, you need to go back to your home country. And I probably could stake the mortgage on my house to say, people will come and say, I don't know where my country was. So if you have a memory like mine, write it down on your hand or something so you know where you're going back home to. This is your home country. You might also like to glance at the other people in your group so that you know where you are. Okay?
The Tangrams people will know what we're talking about.
Tangrams people will be very interested to finding out who their group is before they go travelling. Now, one more instruction. One person on your table isn't going to go travelling. They're going to stay and welcome other travellers from other lands. They're going to be your table host. Now, your table host does not need any special qualities except hosting. We know how to host, invite people over. So you don't have to have any special knowledge, or you're not the team leader, you're just the host. A host A host just welcomes new travellers to the table and shares with them the conversations that have happened by previous travellers. They also invite the new travellers to share and add to the story that's happening at their table. All they're doing is hosting. They may occasionally, if the topic goes off track, invite people back to refocus on this question. Huh? But it's much more about, I'm wondering what we're missing here. I'm wondering where can we extend ourselves. I'm wondering what innovation. So it's listening to the middle and trying to host the conversation. We've got 1 minute for you at your table to put your hand up. I want to be a table host, or someone to invite you to be a table host. Select your table host, put the badge on. Quickly find your table host, put it on, stick it on you. If you are the table host, put it on.
Have we got a host? Oh, you won't be able to go to India if you're the table host.
But I come from Singapore.
Oh, well, there you go. We're not going to go now either.
Do you need you can have a real or take
Do I
them.
need a visa?
You might.
No,
I've
never been to India. I'm actually from Singapore.
Wow.
Fourth generation.
Okay, now, just so we've got this correct, because sometimes the intention that comes out of my mouth, my husband goes, that's not how it landed. It's very confusing what you just said. Can we just have people who are table hosts to stand up so we know that we've got one at each table, not
Have you been
one
pressed
table host?
down?
They're still negotiating over here. Not a big... I'm glad we haven't got two people standing. Have we done that? Great. Sit down for me. Thank you. Now, when we go travelling, your job is to say goodbye. You're not going to leave. But the other three people at the table, when you go travelling, we're going on individual travels. So you're going to independently go to different lands. The three of you aren't going to go to the same country as a what do they call it? The group tour. You're not doing a group tour. You're doing independent travel. Huh? Now, there's a task here. There's a task here that every time we move, you've got to collect this story and these ideas that you're hearing, because eventually you're bringing them back home. You're bringing back home to kind of generate all the tales and travels that you've heard in this room. So we're going to start with this, what ideas and possibilities are emerging from the conversations we've had today and yesterday, from what you've heard, from the things that you've talked out about there, from the things that you've been thinking to yourself but not probably game to say, that will act as pathways to experience ourselves at our best. And whatever ourselves at our best means, whether that's an individual, whether that's a team, an organisation, a country, whatever that means, what ideas and possibilities are emerging that will act as pathways to experience ourselves at our best. Happy travelling. Stay home first, and when I ring the bells, you go travelling. Enjoy the conversation. Together, you might want to actually create one picture here rather than four. You might want to do four. But talking together, where do your ideas join up? You'll need to have the conversations together because you've got to trust your story to stay at the table while you go travelling. So talking together, conversations that matter. Not yet. You're not going yet. Oh, okay. His artistic ability and ideas of how to capture it. Might need to phone a friend. Maybe he might like to wander around and hear. Come in, Steve, to the chaos. You want to phone a friend? They want you over here, Stephen, I think, this group. Do you want Stephen now? Have you got an idea that you want him to help you? The challenge here is not to go straight to the destination and trying to answer the question. The challenge here in the invitation is to stay in the conversation space. We can't answer this quickly. It's an adaptive challenge. Try to resist putting a technical fix to it. Keeping that conversation circling around. How do your stories connecting? Where are they merging into one picture, one idea, one story? What possibilities are emerging? We're about to go travelling, so pack your bags. Travellers, say goodbye to your country. The flights are boarding. They're going to new lands. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Last call. You're going. Yeah, you're going. So if you say goodbye. Table hosts welcome new people. You will come home. Come to new lands.
I had said to one table who've got 5, they probably need 2 hosts.
You might want to attract new people. Find new places. There's a space up on this one, I think. There's a space here. If you've got a space at your table, yeah, my voice is going to go. If you've got a space at your table, you might want to put your hand up to invite someone to come and join you. If your borders aren't closed, there's some space here. Might need to tap someone on the shoulder and swap with them if they're already... So can you, this one here? You can leave your stuff under the table because you're coming back to your table. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's some at the top table over here. There's 2 up there. That's okay. It's all right. I'll let it go. Yeah. So table hosts, capturing people where the story that's been and sharing stories of where you've travelled from. Building on those to create the ideas and the pathways to go forward. What are you hearing? What collaboration ideas are generating? We have a couple of late arrivals that might join your country. Please welcome them and catch them up to speed. You've got some new arrivals that might be joining your country. So building on these ideas, just not hearing each other, build upon it. What ideas do you bring to contribute? How does it morph into something even more innovative than what you arrived with?
Sorry, I just can't.
How can we build on our ideas together? How can we make them even better? This is a final boarding call to all countries. Final boarding call to all countries. Say goodbye to your country. Find new lands to travel to. Final boarding call. Finding boarding call. I can't even say it. Maybe raise your hand if you're looking for people to come to your country. Remember, that's not every table has 5, only a few. There's some up the front. Germany needs some people over here. Final boarding call.
Germany, it's a lovely country. Do visit.
You have stories to share, ideas to build, pathways to create, innovation to bring about. You've got new country fellow people to do it with. These two are having a conversation by themselves. Where are you two going to? They need you in different countries. So there's some, yeah. So, what ideas are emerging? What pathways are forming? What ideas will you take back to your country? All flights departing for new countries. This is your final boarding call. Final boarding call. All flights departing to new lands. Final boarding call. Say goodbye to your countrymen. Do not leave anything on board.
Things in the overhead lockers may have shifted.
Yeah, things in the overhead lockers may have shifted during our landing.
Some more butch.
This isn't home yet. This isn't home. You're still travelling to new lands. You're still travelling to new lands. You might like to invite some people to join you.
America's got 2 spots available.
America's got some spots down here. What country up there? We've got Alaska.
Oh, America's better than Alaska. We're full now.
We're to the moon. Anybody want to come to the moon?
The moon is looking for adventurous travellers to the moon.
The moon
Harry
is a very
needs one. The moon desperately needs some innovative thinkers out there.
You can
people
go
that
to
are
the
willing
moon
to
without
stretch.
even needing a passport. It's okay. They have no passport control on the moon.
Yeah, free borders on the moon. Can I?
Just to get there is bloody expensive, but yeah.
Can one
yeah,
person
but you
go to the moon? Can we send one to the moon though? Huh? You must have, yeah, or they've gone to 5. Can we just go 1 to the moon and then you'll go home? You'll go home in a sec. This works for me. Sadly, it's time to return to our home countries. Our travels are coming to an end. Oh, we have seen much, we have heard much, we have got great ideas to bring home. Pack them all in your suitcases as you fly home to your home country.
Safe journey.
Flying home,
Safe journey.
bringing all your travel
Going
tales.
home.
Land safely. Reconnect.
You're going home.
Say goodbye. Take your travel tales with you. Where did we start? What countries did we have? Where are we going to? It all becomes clear why you needed to know where you started in order to finish.
Are they coming home for the slide night now?
For those of us that are older, this is your slide night opportunity. So you just go to any. Yeah, go to the one that you started with. Yeah, and just and drag a chair, Yeah, drag a chair from the other table. Yeah. Can I just get your focus for a bit around this part of it? So you welcome each other home. You've got travel tales that you've bought and ideas that you've seen in places far and wide. I'm going to invite you for the next 5 minutes just to share those ideas and that, what was percolating in other countries to come back home and share together. Your table hosts will also have an opportunity to share with the travel tales that they've heard of people visiting your land and your country. Enjoy for 5 minutes and then we'll come back and do a finishing piece. It's got lost on their way. Andrew, you got some lost people too over there? Can the moon and Germany join together? No. Okay, just do it with 3. That's fine. Just do it with 2. There's some oohs and ahs coming from various countries around. Wow, China's got some oohs and ahs going. Georgia, can I? Okay, guys, I'm just going to draw us in, and we are going to come back tomorrow to this conversation, but in order to leave it in a good place, you'll notice there's some post-it notes on your table. And what I'd like you to do is think about the ideas and the conversations that you want to still be visible tomorrow around your ideas and your possibilities that are emerging. One idea and possibility per post-it note. It could be a question, it could be an observation, it could be something quite fledgling. It doesn't matter. Are there some things at your table that you actually want to hold on to? Because tomorrow's conversations, you may be in different tables. So you might even want to put, this is from China, because I'm interested, what are those oohs and ahs about? You might want to put a little thing, this is from, Japan, or this is from Ireland, this observation or this thinking that's emerging. It's still not fully formed, but there's some ideas that are percolating here and coming up. What I'm going to invite you to do is Andrew has prepared us an ideas and possibilities board over there. And as a group, if we can just put them up and then come back to your tables, and Anne's going to do a checkout with us from the day. So probably 2 or 3 minutes, you should have had your conversations. It's just capturing, this is important, let's put this up, this is important, let's put this up, let's not lose sight of this, let's put this up. Have a go. Sean. There's been a request that can we keep our papers up, so you might want to put your country on it, and I'll give some blue tack. You can stick it on this wall over here, and we can come back to them tomorrow. But you've got, who would like some sticky to put up there? Look at that. Yep. You could put possibilities, you could put ideas, you could put questions, you could put, areas, whatever. It doesn't really matter at this stage. Here's Sean.
Don't worry about this one. That was...
Do you want to take some? I might need to go and get some more out of my bag.
They won't need much.
On the idea and possibility wall over there, your butcher's paper goes on the wood wall at the back if you can. Oh, you've got a lot to put up here. I'll give you a big for tomorrow. Oh, look at this. Shine. Have you got sticky? Have you got your countries on? Oh, you got France. Good. Have you got some sticky, Nolene? Yeah. I've got a little, I can go get some more. Yep. Here's Jane. Jane, in the pocket of my training bag, there's another packet of that. I'll get tack. You might have to share some blue tack. Space. We'll see if we can move some other things. Might just move.
Any more blue tack?
Jane's got the blue tack, I think. Yep. Are all your stickies up on the ideas and possibility wall? This is looking really great. And can I invite us to come back to our tables just to finish together? Anne's going to help us finish while I find a voice.
Okay. If you can come back to your tables when you have put all your pictures, representations and your stickies up.
Glasses. That's a buddy thing. I do use mine. Okay, I don't know.
Are we done?
So Rebecca and Harmony are going to help us pass with the mic around.
Okay, so we will continue to process this tomorrow. So we will come back to this. In the morning, we'll come back to our pictures and to our stickies. So what are we noticing? What's figural for us in the room right now?
We've got some mics around. So who was saying that? So, who was just saying that?
So yeah, what are we noticing? What's figural for us? What's landing for us?
We're all communicating and talking.
We're all communicating, and what was the second thing?
Talking.
Talking.
Is that sounded like it gave you some energy, that it was a good experience? Huh?
Yes.
Yes. Rhetorical question at this time of the afternoon.
Yeah. What gave you the most energy in that piece? Yeah.
Hermione?
Being able to collaborate and work with other people,
Yeah.
getting to know everybody else here instead
Yeah.
of just being a random person drifting in a space of others.
And it sounded to me like it was one huge yes and conversation. Do you remember that from was that yesterday or today? It's all
both, I
blurring
think.
into one.
Jason's got some.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of creativity going on,
Yeah.
and just being able to pool those ideas and exchange stories and find out bits and pieces of the puzzle, and then you sort of come out with a framework almost of what you'd like to see happen.
Okay. So I'm hearing that you were almost surprised by what came out, if you just kind of go with it. Lovely. Anybody else?
I'm interested because I'm really, China won't let me into that secret. They said they might have to kill us to share it. But I'm interested about, is there anything at the moment that you want to say, wow, I really heard one particular thing that's worth celebrating to hang on to at the moment? Nothing. I know you've got your ideas up here, but is there anything experienced there that you think I really want to just name this experience? Can I rephrase it? Probably not this time now. What I'm interested in is there anything worth naming that was, as a group, that you want to say, this gave us energy, this is where I got an idea from, really enjoyed this comment, really enjoyed that table in particular?
Yeah, at the back.
It was fun drawing pictures.
I was hoping something like that would come out.
Cool.
What was a different experience to drawing pictures compared to how we normally just write lists? And where did it take you? Imagination. Yeah. Steve, how'd they go? How do we compare with Steve's work and our work?
Do we get a tick? VG, very good.
Have we got a mic, Rebecca, for Steve? What did you hear, Steve?
No, everyone was pretty good. It's a challenge to be able to visualise stuff, and take those pictures from your head and put it down on paper. Yeah. We're so used to being linear with our language and written word.
Yeah.
It was really interesting to go around the room. It was kind of like watching a pandemic of ideas spread from country to country.
Nice. Yeah.
Some staying the same, and then some mutating as well as it went to each country. So
And you can say, I see you've been to India because that idea's gone over here, and you can see kind of where this globalisation is starting to occur. Was there a difference for when you waited to draw as opposed to going straight into the drawing? Like when you listened and talked and then the ideas kind of presented themselves? And we're so used to going straight to the solution.
And I'm curious that those people who, the initial reaction, and I can certainly identify with this, the initial reaction here is, I can't do that. I can't do that. And were you able to stretch into that space, to go into your zone of disequilibrium and just do it anyway? And what was that generative? So did we find out things that we might not have known if we'd have stayed with our usual, put the words down on the paper?
And the energy, I think, that comes from these conversations cannot, this is what this will help a sector to reinvent itself. We can find spaces to keep these conversations going and organise it. This process doesn't come from our sector. It actually comes from top end of town businesses who are very innovative. Your Googles, your Apples, your Siemens, your SAPs, your big companies that are innovative thinkers. They use this process to come up with new ideas. They don't sit in a meeting room with an agenda. And in Germany, we're Germany here. In Germany, the global companies that are headed in Germany, they have a company department in these companies, these innovative companies, called Director Fragen, which means the director of the next provocative question to ask. So they have a whole section of ask. Those who ask questions ask the provocative questions. And what they say is when an American company takes over the German company, the first department they axe is the Department of Fragen. And so we stopped innovating. Very interesting. So maybe we all need, invite us ourselves to create departments of I can't, my German, it's not very good. Departments of Fragens to ask the next question that needs to be asked in order to innovate. You're up for more tomorrow? Tomorrow's question is going to take us home. Oh, sorry, Paul.
I was just going to say that, this is sort of collaboration, I guess. But I know there was hesitation at some of the tables. Like I came up and I drew a little picture and it's like, do I want to do that? And I thought I could visualise what I wanted, what I would like to put down there, but I thought, no, I don't want to wreck their picture or add to it.
I don't want to add my idea, it might contaminate it,
But I guess though in a, say in a real kind of setting, context or whatever, there's probably potentially those feelings as well,
Right.
that people could experience.
And what we notice is, as the outsiders, the ones that are hovering, is that we start in and then we pull ourselves out because you guys have got it and you've got the trust with each other and it is flowing and it will just flow. And it might be some people start tentatively and then they find their space.
Yeah.
And when they find their space, it actually it happens.
And you do need to be respectful of the other people around you and considerate that you don't offend them or,
None of us, one of the things around World Cafe, and we'll come back to remind ourselves about this, there's a few things around the right people to have the conversation in the room. The knowledge and wisdom that's needed to have this conversation already exists within each of us, but alone we do not know the answer. Collectively we will discover it. And thirdly, the right people in the room are the only people that can enact their ideas that are emerging from these conversations, which might give you a hint where we're going tomorrow. With your conversations, so therefore the actors in those conversations are sitting at these tables right now.
So what we just did, was that an exercise around turf or around trust? Trust, big time. Trust that what is going to be offered is the right thing and you will find the right place to get to, and standing away from being right early on and knowing.
And letting it percolate. We're going to let it percolate overnight.
You will continue to percolate. Trust us.
I want to thank Anne and Helen, who have exhausted themselves today and gone well and truly beyond the call of duty. And we look forward, particularly tomorrow, Kelly Jenkins coming to speak to us, Be the Leader That You Would Follow, which I reckon is a fantastic title. Look, just to finish off, can you make sure before you leave the room that you take a lot of this merchandise? People have brought it here, so don't be afraid to steal it. I know that we've got there's some Partners in Recovery stuff, some brochures and some holders and some clips for your fridge and some goodness knows what. Some postcards and so on. There's articles from Flourish and Bat Care and so on. So we do appreciate that it has been brought. Can you make sure that you empty those tables either today or tomorrow? Can you also make sure you put your hands on the canvas?
I haven't done that
I think
yet.
we're about 3/4 of the way there. Don't be afraid to ask Steve the meaning of some of those things up there. There's some fantastic stories in behind it. And Alex, as I mentioned several times before, if you have any hesitation at all about having your photo included, please say so, because he's taking a lot of that stuff tonight and putting it together. I just liked in this last exercise, as we were going around, there was people talking about their different lands, and I heard one table say, so what's your favourite land? There was 4 people at the table, and the first person said, my favourite land in Australia is Gippsland. Another one said, well, what's your favourite land in Australia? Next person said, it's Arnhem Land. And then the third person said, my favourite really is Queensland. And then the fourth person, who's feeling a bit like I do at the moment, said, my preference is Liquorland. So why don't we all go there and have a good night, and we'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, everyone.